Hello everyone, this is Chet Mann with Team Chet Mortgage at CMG Home Loans again, and we are here with two of the best in the business, our local real estate celebrity stars, Adela Costelow and Cindy Ortiz. And if you've been in the business a while in this area, Central North Carolina, you've heard of these two ladies, especially Cindy, who probably goes back, 20 plus years in real estate. Yeah, so almost 20 years. Wow, time flies.
It does.
I'm really excited to have you here, not between two ferns, but beside two cacti.
I love it.
Our
That's
little
the cutest
spoonful
thing.
Gallanthanacus, and we like to have fun here with that. But we are excited to have you guys because I think you do a little bit different things in real estate, and you have a little bit different approach, I'm sure. But yet you're a team, and you guys sometimes come in a pair, and it's always fun to
dynamic duo.
That's right. To see how y'all play off each other.
We do. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And if you try to misbehave during a real estate transaction, these two girls will not allow that to happen. And you might find that out through this interview.
We're very nice, but we take care of business because we want to take care of our client. That's like the most important thing for us.
Well, that is important.
We like to have fun, but it is business,
Sure.
and we want to project ourselves as such.
At the end of the day, we've got to get them to closing.
That's exactly
And
right.
so sometimes when customers want to do it their way, it's not always the best way.
Yes.
And so that's where you come in with your expertise to get them back on track.
Well, having you to partner with
Yes.
has been great because we've always been on the same page for many, many years. So it's like whether it's Michelle downstairs, who definitely will, she will wrangle somebody
She'll
in
call
a
you out
heartbeat.
in a nice way.
You don't want her to come after you. That's
Well, at
for
the end of the
sure.
day, we all want to close on time,
Exactly.
as expected, under budget.
Yeah.
And the only way we can do that sort of together.
And you guys have been great for that.
Thank you, Cindy.
And
you
your
guys are
knowledge is I love your knowledge.
Second to none, yeah.
I can hear you
good.
talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move my cacti and sit over there.
Well, we can hear.
Well, thank you for that. Though. I like to say it does take a village.
It does.
And getting a real estate transaction through, especially right now in this shift in the market, people are a little unnerved, and things have changed. Not in a terrible way, but they've just changed. So sometimes it does take a team on each side of the transaction to get it done and keep that customer happy. So we'll talk some more about all that. But Adela, you've got a great little story. Tell us about what brought you to Sanford and how you got into real estate. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I have been in real estate for 18 years. I have a license in Oklahoma and in Florida. And so my husband is the music minister at Crossroads Ministries. So we actually moved here from Florida for that job.
And that is just a great church, huge church, and he does such a good job with the music there. So I'm glad you found a home here. You must like it. You've been here a long time now.
Yeah, I do feel like North Carolina is our new home. Yeah. And I just have grown to love Sanford so much and love the community and everything North Carolina I love.
Well, you've been a great supporter of us and me, especially in my other job in politics. You've been a community person, which I've always thought I was. So we appreciate that. We're glad you came here. Lots of cool, interesting background with you and the way you like to help people. So thanks for being not between two ferns today. And Cindy, I've known you for at least 20 years, if not longer. Yeah, it's been a little minute. Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm Cindy, and I'm originally from Kentucky. I moved here in '93, and because my dad, they moved here a couple years before that, but it's definitely home. I miss that, but like the people here are just like the family and friends that I had in Kentucky. So it's been great, and I would always get joked around as like people that are from here. They were like, "Well, you know more people than I do," and I've lived here my whole life. But I love people. Like I said, this is just the best community. Like I said, to raise a family.
We go, she's like, "Hi," and she's like, "You, Mayor." She's like, "Hi."
I just love people.
She's been here since '93, and she's not shy or quiet necessarily, so you can always get to know Cindy pretty easily.
That's right. That's like, whenever usually Adela or I are walking into a room or something, you'll hear us before you see us. So.
I like that, man. And I didn't realize you've been here since 1993. Time has really flown.
It has flown.
I mean, you've got beautiful daughters.
I do. I have two daughters. So I've got Brooke. Yeah. She will be 25 this
Unbelievable.
year. I had her when I was 5.
Yes.
But it
happens.
It does. It's a miracle baby. And Annabelle, she's 17. But I have a grandbaby that's 2, and like Adela's her auntie also, and she loves Adela. So I call her is Adela. Yeah,
the children change things.
They do.
Especially the grandchildren.
Oh, yeah. So I told Brooke, and of course, I was kidding, but I was like, I love her more than I love you. But it's a joke. But it's a different kind of love.
Pretty sure
it really
my parents
is.
would say the same
Oh,
thing.
absolutely. Yeah, because, no. Whenever I had my children, my dad was not
Yeah.
the same person that raised me at all.
Oh,
She's
that's
got
awesome.
her own desk up at the front. And she's on two, but she's writing. Holding a pencil and
she
writing.
just talks.
But she's bossy.
she is, but I don't know where
She's
she gets
learning
that from.
bossiness from somewhere.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, you mentioned work in the office. Tell us where your office is, what your company is, and maybe kind of what you guys specialize in a little
Okay.
bit.
We are Coldwell Banker Advantage. We're a part of the biggest Coldwell Banker in North and South Carolina, I believe, like with the Advantage family and the Seacoast Advantage family. But locally here, we're the Sand Hills region. So we have 5 offices. And here in Sanford, we're on Carthage Street. And we've got our Harnett County, our Fayetteville office, and our Southern Pines. And we are just opening a new office on Yadkin Road in Fayetteville.
That's
so,
amazing.
yeah, we mainly do a lot of residential real estate. Adela's dipped her toes in commercial. She does tons of land and really big into, along with you, helping our community grow. And it's been
Yeah,
great.
she's been great.
Yes.
Well, I'll let you tell it, but you've
Yes.
been great about bringing people to land for development.
Yes.
You want to tell us about that? What was the catalyst that got you into that aspect of real estate?
Well, it just happened to be I sold some land for some key people who have lived in Sanford for a long time, some businessmen. And, everything's about relationships. So in Florida, I sold orange orchards, strawberry orchards. I mean, I did commercial in Tulsa.
Wow.
So I've always I never said no to anything. Like if you've got a stadium to sell, I'll take it on. If you've got, I work with a lot of developers who have subdivisions. I've sold a couple of subdivisions. I like to kind of piece people together, but I love working with buyers and I love working with sellers. And so I just
Like
take
you said,
on
you're a
anything.
relationship person, so
I'm
it's really
big time
about that, as
relationship.
opposed to like we're not in sales, we're in the people
No.
business and that kind
You
of
know
thing.
what I like about you two, and I shouldn't be so sweet, but you two are huggers,
Yeah,
but you get the business done.
right.
And it's so kind of refreshing, and it's a southern thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it also puts a nice round edge on sometimes a jagged little
It
transaction.
can be.
And so it's
yeah.
good to have
Yeah.
sweeter people that know how to
We
be
try.
firm when they need to.
Yes.
So Cindy, what got you into real estate? How did you come to do this
So
crazy
this
job that we have?
crazy job. I've always been like in a sales kind of role
Yeah.
with my dad.
What did you
He
do
was-
before real estate?
So before real estate, so I was a teacher's assistant for 3 years.
Teachers
so
make the best realtors.
they do, and it was wonderful. But then after that, I actually worked for the cargo control industry. I sold straps and chains and
Yeah.
binders for the
Cargo
heavy duty.
control.
Did you work here?
Yes.
For cargo?
Yeah, I was at Secure All.
I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, so I did
I
that
learned
for.
something new about you.
Yes, exactly. So I did that, and then my dad was always like, I wanted to be a teacher, just to be a teacher. My dad was like, absolutely not. So I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm not going to do anything. And I ended up, he was the one that told me, he was like, I think you should get into real estate.
Wow.
So I ended up working as an on-site agent for a company out of Cary in Devereaux Meadows here in Sanford and Winterlock and Forest, and eventually got my real estate license, and then opened up the Ammons Real Estate, and then had the franchise, and
Yep. I remember all those
all
days.
those good times.
You've been
Exactly.
through, so both of y'all have been through bubbles and busts, ups and downs.
And this is normal, so they shouldn't be nervous about it.
Right.
You know, so just got to ride that wave.
Let's speak about that a little bit. I mean,
Okay.
we've got nervous buyers,
Yeah.
and sometimes we have angry buyers. Like, 6 months ago, we were working with them on a pre-qualification, and rates were at 3.5.
Yeah.
And today, rates are around 7, and it's like that across the country.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is that we've had a 40-year high inflation. And
Yeah.
I try to always coach our clients that inflation is the enemy of interest rates.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But what would you guys say about a customer who wants to buy, but yet they're just either being obstinate about it or freaked out about it, or feel like even though they're pre-approved, maybe they just can't handle the payment? What would you tell them to kind of calm them down?
Right now, Ralph said this in our business meeting the other day. He was like, you marry the house, you date the mortgage. You know what I mean? And with you guys, when you came into our last sales meeting, was it October, I think?
Yeah, a few weeks
and
ago.
Yeah, a few weeks, or maybe September. But so you were talking about that buy down. So that is something that is awesome, because whenever I got into real estate here, they were doing the crazy things of like interest only.
Right.
So when after that 5 years hit, they could literally not afford it. So that led to a lot of foreclosures. Or they were doing the 80-20, where you had the 80% mortgage, the 20% at that very high interest rate. It just was very creative, and it got people into homes.
Right.
But you guys are doing the programs now that literally don't, give me that sense of urgency of like, oh my God, these people don't need to be buying a house. It's just the opposite of like, it's going to level back out.
Sure.
I see us being probably what you say 5s, and that's normal. Like whenever it was in 2s and 3s, that's just artificially low. That's
exactly
ridiculous.
Right. Well said, artificially low. Couldn't last forever.
I feel like any time, because I was in real estate in 2008. And what happened with COVID and everything, I believe that you have to educate your buyers and sellers. Yes. And I think that this next wave of, yes, interest rates have gone up, but really, when I first bought my house, my interest rate was at 80-20, and it was at 10% and 6.5%. But people don't know that. And we have millennials coming in, they're not kind of understanding it, but this is kind of an easy peasy wave if you've got the right lender, the right agent who is guiding you, because that makes a difference. That'll ease your nerves, it'll calm you. When you have somebody explain it to you and you're open to that and you're open to guidance, it'll be
well
easy.
said. I had a customer call me and say they'd rather pay 7% for a house that's priced fairly, that they can actually do an inspection on, than pay $100,000 or $50,000 overpriced at 3.5%.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
That makes so much sense.
We've been here before.
Yeah.
Most of I did have a startling stat though. Most of the first-time home buyers are at an age now where they're buying their first home. And the last time rates were this high, they were 9 years old.
So they don't know.
They don't know. They think that 3.5 to 4.5 is where it's supposed to be all the time, and it's not. It's not going to be there. I do think the industry wants to be at 5.5 permanently, because that's kind of a little bit less than historical average.
Yeah, because it's sustainable.
It was really uncomfortable for me. I don't know about anybody else. When I had buyers who were paying tens of thousands of dollars for due diligence and 50 to 100 to 200,000 over asking. That was uncomfortable, because I knew that we would end up here.
It didn't feel right.
Eventually. I didn't think it would stop so fast. I mean, when the market shifted, it really kind of
we have what people from California, New York, New Jersey want. Everybody's coming here. We have so many jobs, so many companies coming in.
Thank you so much.
Which I have to say, Chet, as our mayor, you were just phenomenal about that. You were so instrumental, and I hate to see you not there, but you were wonderful.
Yeah, no, you really were, and I can remember like
I do appreciate
playing
that.
tennis.
By the way, here's that.
Thank you
for saying that. Don't show it. I told you I'd pay you if you say something nice, and we do have a ton of jobs coming. Some new construction is going to be. Thanks for the tip.
I mean, that was a joke.
I'll pay her that. I take mine in hugs.
Yeah, exactly.
We are going to see a lot of jobs created, and you guys do a lot of new construction. You're attached to some builders, and a little bit about your company. You've got a great management team. You've got some really great general managers and sales managers at Coldwell Banker. Actually, I think, talking to Mr. Huff one time, you're the first or second largest Coldwell Banker franchise in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if people realize that when you work with somebody that's got those resources and a massive network, you've got something you can count on more than just the minimum.
It's
but
incredible.
We're family.
We are.
We are
Like,
so
it looks like
family.
we're a large company, and I think that may put off some agents
but
for
you act
like want to
small.
join. Oh, we're So it's very
So
much so. Our
family.
little office in St. Ferns.
You do have some great people, and
We do.
I want to talk about it. You guys have a couple lenders, and we're one of them. You have some preferred lenders. What would you tell a client who comes in with one of those TV ad lenders or one of those out-of-state internet banks, and they're like already pre-approved and they don't want to talk about it? Tell us what you feel about that.
Forever, and you'll probably echo this sentiment, is like, my thing is always with having somebody local is like, you have to see me on a daily basis. If you don't do what you tell me you're going to do, you know that I'm going to be like, Chet, what is up? So it's about relationships, and you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And those people that are on the internet, how do you even track them down? You know what I mean? They don't care about us. They're all about getting the numbers. They're about volume. They're not about building the relationships like with what y'all do with like educating the buyers in that, the little meeting that you have with them whenever you go to take them on as clients, looking out for their insurance needs, what's their long-term goals and that kind of thing. So
it does make a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and for me, like my pet peeve is communication and relationships.
Yeah. Yes.
So it goes back to people who right now are like, oh my gosh, the interest rates are so high. How am I going to buy? How am I going to, as a seller, I'm not going to make as much. That's where if you have somebody like Chet and his team and CMG who can be local, who can partner, that's a big thing because it takes a team. Your lender, you have to pick the right lender. And if you've got the right agent, they're going to team you up with somebody who, yes, you can see all this stuff on TV or you don't know who to turn to. But trust your agent.
Good to be true. It probably is.
Because you want people who will take the time. Chet and his team, they do take the time. And that's what we like. We need to see results. We need everybody that's confused about what's going on. We want to ease your mind. And working with a great lender and good realtors and a good company will make a smooth transaction.
Very well said, and I appreciate the plug, but it works both ways. If you have an experienced realtor that has done this before, that knows the local market, that knows all the players in the community, from the attorney to the appraiser to the pest inspector, and they can get things taken care of. They can fix problems, but if you take the bait on a low rate, a teaser rate at that, which may not become real, you're going to sacrifice a whole lot of quality and add a lot of stress, and maybe potentially lose your home. And right now with inventory, even though the market has settled and shifted, it's not like there's a ton of inventory to miss on. So we still have to position these offers to help Cindy and Adela get their customer under contract. So it's really important that we have a good time, but that we also treat it like business. And you guys do a great job with that.
And you reminded me because we were at a luncheon and there was other competitor lenders there talking, and I was like, wow. I mean, they offered I was like, wow. And I went up to Chet afterwards. I was like, wow, how do they do that? And he's like, well, they high up at hiding and this. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. I mean, you should.
There's nothing for free.
Somebody's going to pay for it.
But that's what I love about Chet and your group is
transparency,
that you're transparent and honest. Because that really means a lot.
Well, thank you, Adela. You guys are perfect ones to talk about with that because you treat your clients the same way. So shifting gears a little bit, what do you girls like to do for fun when you're not at work?
I've got like my little manual because I couldn't remember all.
She brought props.
I have my glasses, and Cindy needs her glasses too to read what she does. But I need my glasses to be able to read the notes that I took. The notes. So here we go. I can see better. So okay. So Cindy, what does this say?
Oh gosh, it says.
So Cindy likes to go skydiving, and so about once a quarter she'll go to the Empire State Building and she'll jump off of there.
She's
Grand Canyon. Where else? Where else?
She's lying now.
Listen, at the end of the day...
And you can trust her completely because she does jump out of a perfectly fine airplane with no parachute.
I mean,
That's not true. I'm afraid of heights.
Listen, if you have lenders or people or agents that make your eyes pop out like this,
there's something wrong. Exactly.
Something wrong.
Exactly. What you look normal.
Yeah.
Put those back on one more time.
Okay.
So folks watching this, we get several thousand views. They can't see a thing. How could you not hire these two people to represent you in one of the biggest transactions of your life?
Fun. Like we have so much fun.
Yeah. So really, I like to go to concerts. Spend time with my family.
Yeah, we share a lot of music together.
Love
for sure.
music.
Rock and roll the better, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So.
And but our company also, they're really big, and I know that Chet is too. But one thing our company does is they're really big into giving back into the community. We're big supporters of of the police officers, veterans, support your veterans. I know Veterans Day is coming up, and we just honor all veterans. Thank you so much for your
I put
service.
my green lights out on our office building today, so I ordered them for the outside. So I saw that the city had
And you guys have the
it.
great mural on the side of
We
your
have
office.
the J.D. McDuffie
Yes.
mural, which is
It's a
so
NASCAR
cool.
hero legend
Yes,
and
yes.
lived in here and grew up
Very
in this
cool.
community. You
Yes.
guys do give back to the community
Yes,
quite a
we do.
bit.
We
Yeah.
love it. But like I said, we're invested just like you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Raise your children here, your grandchildren here.
You know all
Try to make
the
it as
people.
the best, it can possibly be.
Sure.
For sure.
And you guys have been great.
Yeah.
Anything that you would advise people to do right now that are looking to buy or sell? Any advice for somebody? Should they wait? Should they go?
No,
I
the
think
homes
you
are going to
wait.
just continue to go up. I know there's a little shift with the pricing and things like that because of the rates and just the whole way it is. But like really, with the influx of jobs that we do have coming, that's just going to create more, I guess, competition for buyers. So if you find a home now, like I said, the rate may be crazy, but sellers are willing to do some incentives that we've seen.
They've switched.
So that's starting to come back in.
That is starting to come back. Where
Concessions
before,
are coming
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I just closed this morning on a house where my seller gave $5,200 for closing
Yeah.
costs.
And see, it's 6 months ago,
And-
3 months ago,
Oh,
we couldn't even get
No,
that.
they'd been like,
No,
sorry,
but
terminate.
I think it's better to not rent if you can.
Right.
Get with it. You don't have to, just because you're thinking about buying doesn't mean you have to do it right now.
No.
Talk
Go
with
ahead,
somebody
yeah.
like CMG or an agent.
Yeah.
You can call us or call, anybody that you trust, and they'll walk you through it. But any time to buy would be fine because we can't really tell you what's going to happen
Right. You
6
don't have
months
a
from
crystal
now or a
ball.
year. So
But our area, it has trended. We've increased with our equity. Slowly. Some, a little bit more so these past couple of years.
Sure.
But it's level off, I think.
Yeah.
But it's going to continue to rise just because of where we are in North Carolina and what's around us and what's coming.
Well, and you're getting that from one of the best, general brokers in charge in the area, and she's been doing this a long time. The advice is, if you're pre-approved and you love the house,
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I can just about guarantee you, it will be more expensive next year
Yes.
and the year after.
Yes.
And rates, I will do a shameless plug.
Please.
If you buy a house today in the 7s, you're probably going to get a call from us within 6 to 18 months, probably 6 to 12 months to refinance.
Yeah.
And so, as you said earlier, marry the home and date that rate because I don't think you're going to be
Yes.
with that rate and payment very long. So, in every housing recession or recession we've had, housing has always come roaring back.
Yeah.
In every one except 2008, the big crash. And that was a financial housing crash. This is not a housing crash.
This
This
it's
is
not
a-
the same.
This
It's
is a
not the
supply
same.
chain
Like I said, that
pandemic
was
crash.
with crazy
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
going on.
But every
Yeah.
other recession in
Yeah.
the history of the last 80 years, when we've had inflation like this or a recession, which we're in, I think,
Yeah.
we've had a huge boom in housing and rates drop.
Yeah.
So we'll refinance you later. Don't miss out on the home.
No,
Let
absolutely
Cindy
not.
Adela show you a home that you
Yes.
love and get into it because
Yes.
you're going to regret it if you don't.
Yeah.
Because just because you get off the merry-go-round for a year waiting on rates to change doesn't mean the world stops.
That's right. It's not
And the
going
world
to
doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
The houses will still continue to go up. If they do go down, rates may go up.
Yeah.
So
It's never going to be that
net wash.
perfect,
Right.
storm.
But there's
but
a
it's-
plan. There's
yeah.
a strategic plan.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
And the seller concession thing, Adele, is really important because, like you mentioned, the temporary rate buy downs and some of the tools that we have. They really, and this is for people out there thinking about listing and want to move their home. Your ability to give a little bit in the transaction can really give us, as a team, a lot more strategies to help a client
Yeah.
get into the home easier.
And I think don't immediately go to reduce your price if you're working with an agent because reducing it by $10,000 is not going to affect that buyer's payment.
What they need is
budget
help
at all.
on their rate buy downs.
They need help
and
on the
things
rate
like
buy
that.
down to get them
Bingo.
into the home.
Cash
you know,
out of
at
pocket.
time.
Yeah.
You got that
Yes.
right. Yeah,
So,
that's
for
Because
sure.
we're going to come back and pick them up
Absolutely.
and refinance them
Yeah.
in the next year or so. So
Yeah.
all's not lost.
No.
And even if you had to buy a house at 7%, some of our best years have been at 8 and 9%.
Exactly.
In the history
exactly.
of our
It's
industry.
not the worst.
So, girls, this has been great. Y'all are awesome.
Yay, you are too.
Sydney's got to go off and do another movie star thing. I can't give it away, but
Don't give it away.
Yeah, you
she's
can't
got
tell
some.
you, but it's
She's got
exciting.
some
It's
major
exciting.
things happening to her, and you'll just have to tune in
Oh
later
my
to find out
goodness.
what. But Tell us, Adela, how to find you. If somebody wanted to call you up after seeing this and want to talk to you about buying or selling their house, how would they find you?
So I am a Coldwell Banker Advantage. My number is 813-340-7778. It's a Florida number, but we have Fort Bragg. Everybody has kind of different out-of-state numbers. 813-340-7778.
Awesome.
Adela Costelow, give me a call. I am also bilingual. Te puedo ayudar a comprar una casa. Si necesitas vender o necesitas comprar, yo te puedo ayudar.
Beautiful. And her digits will be down below this email, or this video. You'll be able to find it.
Y guapo, muy bonita.
Muy bonita.
Hubba.
Cindy, tell us how to find you after this.
I'm also over on 329 Carthage Street at the Coldwell Banker Advantage office. I'm there pretty much every day like Adela. My cell is 919-770-6372, and I won't repeat it since you said it'll be on.
We'll put it down below so you don't have to remember it. But also,
click and subscribe and stuff.
There you go. And we'll share it.
Give us a thumbs up.
And you guys have some social media and stuff, so we'll include that unless you want to say it now. It's up to you.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, we got you can find them in a lot of different ways.
We're on all the social medias,
Not all of them.
All of them. All of them.
This has been really great, and Adela, I'll pay you after the video's over.
Okay.
And I'm glad you can see me clearly now.
Yes.
I'm Chet Man. I'm here with Adela and Cindy, Coldwell Banker Advantage. It's been fun, not between two ferns, beside two cacti. If you need to buy or sell a home or land or commercial property, you should consider giving these two ladies a call.
Please.
They will take great care of you. We'd be glad to help finance your product. And till next time, we'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.